لكن تحديت الظروف وخضتها وحدي صبورا مستعينا بالصلاة. كم مرة عصف الأنين بداخلي، كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أسى محن تمر، وكم كرهت مصابها.
A calm-looking individual speaks about Shaykh Rab'ee, hadahullah wa iyana. So let's comment on that.
العلامة المجاهد الشيخ ربيع ابن هادي المدخلي, in 2 volumes he replied to this. You think Shaykh Rab'ee is not muhaddith? Shaykh Rab'ee is muhaddith, but these people don't understand. If they sit in a class with Shaykh Rab'ee and he's talking about the isnad and he's talking, it's gibberish to them. They don't understand nothing. They're not qualified whatsoever.
So he mentions Shaykh Rab'ee Al Madkhali, hadahullah wa iyana, and he mentions, like, muhaddith, mujahid, giving these titles, which again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I might differ. No one's saying that he's not a scholar. Like, I haven't said he's not a scholar at all. But the manhaj that he's promoted and has spread to the West, where he's following, is more so, I think, than where he's based in. I think it's Jizan, or somewhere else. I don't know where, but somewhere in Saudi Arabia. His followers have caused so much fasad and tafarruq in the West that in his name, they are spreading this intolerant view and positions, and this brother's one of them. This brother's one of them. If he just said, there's a valid difference of opinion, yes, you shouldn't do it, you shouldn't call for it, but we understand your view, and this is our evidences, this is your evidences, it'd just be very simple. Like, it would be saying, okay, yeah, we differ. This shouldn't be a mas'ala where tabdi' is issued and, calling people dal wa mudil and, mubtadi'a and, kadhab and, and whatnot. It's not appropriate. But an issue that's come about where Shaykh Rab'ee issued a fatwa to allow Libyans to fight under the banner of Haftar. And again, whether Sarraj was legitimate or whatever, it's irrelevant to you Salafis, because you endorse secularists. You don't, the legitimate Shari'i ruler is the one that rules by Sharia and implements Islam and etc. etc. That's valid Islamic governance. For you, it don't really bother you. So Sarraj, again, I don't know much about whether, what his politics were, whether, he was implementing the Book of Allah. Only the Libyans, can answer that. But just say he doesn't, hypothetically, because they don't really care anyway. Sarraj is a leader to you, and they shouldn't rebel against him. So why is Shaykh Rab'ee Al Madkhali issuing fatwa and saying that it's okay to fight under the banner of Haftar? And Haftar was the military leader, or the general of the army, and he, split and separated and rebelled against Sarraj, who was the ruler of Libya at the time. Why did he do that? Like, what made him issue that fatwa?
إن ليبيا وغيرها من دول المغرب وغيرها من الدول الأخرى فتحت بالإسلام وفتحت بالتوحيد، والتزم الفاتحون الإسلام عقيدة وشريعة وأخلاقا وسياسة، فلا ينبغي أن يسود أي منهج أو عقيدة مخالفة للإسلام أو حكومة تخالف الإسلام في أي بلد إسلامي، ليبيا أو غيرها. وعلى السلفيين في ليبيا وغيرها ألا يؤيدوا أي طرف لا يلتزم تطبيق التزام الشريعة الإسلامية وتطبيقها، لأنها بلد إسلامي وفتح بالإسلام.
So, as you heard, Shaykh Rab'ee mentioned, that the Salafis in Libya and other than it, because, the Muslims because it's an Islamic country, etc., the Salafis in Libya and other than it should not aid any party which does not implement the Islamic Sharia or want to bring about the Islamic Sharia, because it's an Islamic country which has been opened by Islam. So that's what Rab'ee Al Madkhali mentions. So you could see. So Rab'ee Al Madkhali's comments quite clearly point towards its connection to Islamic governmentship, the Islamic Sharia. Now, what you'll find is that over the years, Rab'ee Al Madkhali, his whole methodology as well as his sheep is to endorse and promote tyrant rulers. So when it comes to Islam, these individuals have, or group rather, have no inclination towards rulers who have an Islamic agenda or want to bring about Islamic revival in the Islamic lands. So according to them, a ruler is a ruler, and they misconstrue all the ahadith regarding the rulers. We've already done a 7-hour playlist. You could go check it out. There's plenty of videos on there. I don't want to touch on that because we're talking about Shaykh Rab'ee and his connection and his Libyan contradictions. Now you listen to Shaykh Rab'ee issue a fatwa or religious ruling requesting all Salafis specifically to join Haftar. Haftar, who is in bed with the Emiratis, with the Saudis, with the Rus, with the French. He's backed by even Sisi, okay? Even Sisi, the utter scumbag. Backed by all of these tawaghit, these tyrants, okay? And Shaykh Rab'ee endorses all the Salafis to take up arms to fight with General Haftar. Let's have a listen.
ونضموا إلى أخوانهم السلفيين تحت راية حفتر وفق الله الجميع. حفظك الله.
Now, Shaykh Suhaimi, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, he was very, very harsh against this. Very, very stern and voiced his opposition publicly against this fatwa. So, let's have a listen.
ما كل من أفتاكم تأخذون الفتوى مسلمة. هيا الآن الذين أفتوا مجموعة أفتوا الليبيين بأنهم يجب أن يقفوا مع حفتر تلميذ القذافي، صح ولا لا؟ تلميذه الخاص علماني من العلمانيين وضايع. انتبهوا، الفتوى ليست سهلة، ليست سهلة كل واحد يفتي تأخذون فتوى مسلم.
How can he issue a fatwa of bearing arms? Bearing arms. This is absolutely unacceptable. And Shaykh Suhaimi voiced his concern about that. Subhanallah al-Azim.
ليس الغريب غريب الشام واليمن إن الغريب غريب اللحد والكفن إن الغريب له حق لغربته على المقيمين في الأوطان والسكن سفر بعيد وزاد لن يبلغني وقوتي ضعفت والموت يطلبني ما أحلم الله عني حيث أمهلني وقد تماديت في ذنبي ويسترني تمر ساعة